non-starters and coaches. Number 10, Justin Pena. Number 19, Cole Hamels. Number 25, Brandon Burke. Number 31, Kevin Campbell. Number 32, Tristan Gale. Number 35, Chris Lavis. Number 27, Brett Lysander. The assistant coaches, Mark Furtak, Shell Scott, and Brian Koyman. And now, here's the starting lineup for the Rancho Bernardo Broncos. Leading off, center fielder number 18, Danny Putnam. Putnam, the center fielder. Batting second at second base, number 29, Chris Jensen. Jensen at second base. Batting third at shortstop, number 9, Jake Blaylock. Blaylock, the shortstop. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 22, Jeff Spites. Spites, the catcher. Batting fifth at first base, number 14, Casey Gallagher. Gallagher at first base. Batting sixth in right field, number 34, John Peabody. Peabody in right field. Batting seventh in left field, number 24, Dorian Dixon. Dixon in left field. Batting eighth, designated hitter number 15, Robbie Giles. Giles, the DH. And batting ninth, the third baseman number 2, David Moorhead. Moorhead, the third baseman. On the mound pitching for the Broncos is number 21, Justin Dowdy. Head coach of the Broncos is Sam Blaylock. And now, let's welcome the Titans of Poway High School. Number 3, Dan Kelly. Number 8, Stuart Pollock. Number 9, Tyler Wagner. Number 12, Shandy Kaufman. Number 17, Brandon Trumbo. Number 19, Eric Spooner. Number 20, Mark Draper. Number 22, Steve Conradi. Number 23, Bobby Shear. The assistant coaches, John Vallis, Bob Ludican, and Josh Ham. And now, here are the starters for the Titans of Poway High School. Batting first, in right field, number 2, Ryan King. King, the right fielder. Batting second at shortstop, number 5, Nick Purcell. Purcell, the shortstop. Batting third at third base, number 11, Tyler Whiteman. Whiteman, the third baseman. Batting fourth, the pitcher, number 35, Will Miller. Miller, the pitcher. Batting fifth in center field, number 10, Scott McFarland. McFarland, the center fielder. Batting sixth at first base, number 27, Scott Lonergan. Lonergan, the first baseman. Batting seventh in left field, number 6, Chris Herper. Herper, the left fielder. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 21, Caleb Allen. Allen, the catcher. And batting ninth at second base, number 1, Nate Polikoff. Polikoff, the second baseman. Head coach of the Titans is Bob Perry. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please stand for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this evening's Division I CIF Championship Baseball team between the Broncos of Rancho Bernardo High School and the Titans of Poway High. This game coming to you tonight from Tony Gwynn Stadium. Beautiful setting here on the campus of San Diego State University. I'm Jeff Scott, and you're watching a George Langevin video production. Tonight's game, an all-North County affair between a couple of teams from the same school district. Poway and Rancho Bernardo, a couple of Palomar League team opponents, facing each other in tonight's CIF Division I Championship.
At shortstop, Nick Purcell.
Defensively for the home team Titans at first base, number 27, Scott Lonergan.
Will Miller.
At second base for the Titans, number 1, Nate Polikoff. The shortstop for the Poway Titans tonight, number 5, Nick Purcell. And at third base, number 11, Tyler Reitman. In left field for the Titans tonight, number 6, Chris Kerper. The center fielder, number 10, Scott McFarland. And in right field, number 2, Ryan King. On the mound for the Titans this evening, the pitcher, number 35, Will Miller. And behind the plate tonight, the catcher, number 21, Caleb Allen. Now leading off in the top of the first for the Rancho Bernardo Broncos, the center fielder, number 18, Danny Putnam. Danny Putnam has had a dream season for the Broncos this season. He leads the county with 19 home runs and 48 RBI. First pitch for Miller, low, ball 1. Putnam set a new CIF San Diego section record for home runs in a season with 19, looking to add to that title tonight. That pitch bounced way in front of the plate, up and over the catcher's head. And a count 2-0. Miller coming in tonight, 5-2 record with a 2.43 ERA. The 2-0 pitch to Putnam. Hit deep to center field. McFarland back, not quite at the warning track, and makes the catch. Next up for the Broncos, the second baseman, number 29, Chris Jensen. Jensen comes in with a .374 batting average, 10 homers, 39 RBI on the year. And he takes a strike from Miller. Jensen, a 6'1" senior, bats left, throws right. The 0-1 pitch popped up foul. Up and over the Bronco dugout. And the count 0-2 to Jensen. These two teams have met twice in the season so far. Actually, 4 times in the season this far. Twice in the league, twice in tournament play. Rancho Bernardo winning all 4 games. The Titans trying to break that string. There's a ball from Miller, and the count goes 1-2. Strike 3 swinging. Miller blowing it by Jensen. And the next batter for the Broncos, the shortstop, number 9, Jake Blaylock. Blaylock, the son of head coach Sam Blaylock, longtime San Diego High School baseball coach. Blaylock takes ball 1. The assistant coaches for the Broncos, Mark Furtak, Shell Scott, and Brian Koyman. The Broncos won the Palomar League with a 3-2 league record. Overall, they are 27-5. They come into these playoffs ranked number 1 in the county. And a strike from Miller, the count even 1-1. Two out here in the first. Blaylock facing Miller. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. Blaylock, a 6'4" junior. Plays shortstop. Up there right-handed to face Miller. He hits on the ground to third base. Up with it. Over to first. And that's the end of the top half of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. At the end of one half, Rancho Bernardo 0, Poway coming up.
Bernardo 0, Poway. Center fielder, Danny Putnam.
Defensively for the Broncos tonight, they'll start out with Casey Gallagher, number 14 at first base. At second base for the Broncos, number 29, Chris Jensen. Jake Blaylock, number 9, is the shortstop. And the third baseman, number 2, David Moorhead. In left field for the Broncos, number 24, Dorian Dixon. In center, number 18, Danny Putnam. And in right field, number 34, John Peabody. On the mound tonight, starting for the Broncos, number 21, Justin Dowdy. And behind the plate, number 21, the catcher, Jeff Spites. Leading off now for the Titans in the bottom of the first inning, number 2, the right fielder, Ryan King. King comes into tonight's game with a batting average of an even 300. He leads the team in walks with 20, stolen bases with 9. He's got 4 home runs and 22 RBI on the year. The first pitch, a ball. The second pitch, ball 2 from Dowdy. Dowdy comes in tonight with a record of 12-0 on the year, an ERA a minuscule 0.93. The pitch from Dowdy hit over the pitcher's head. Shortstop on the grass makes the play. And 1 out. Nice play by Blaylock, the shortstop.
Number 5, shortstop Nick Purcell.
Now batting for the Titans, number 5, the shortstop, Nick Purcell. Purcell hitting .299. He's second on the team in walks and stolen bases, behind only Ryan King. And he takes a strike. One out here in the bottom of the first inning. No score. Poway and Rancho Bernardo in the CIF Division I Baseball Championship. Here from beautiful Tony Gwynn Stadium at San Diego State University. The 0-2 pitch from Dowdy. Low. 1-2. I'm Jeff Scott. You're watching a George Langevin video production. The 1-2 pitch from Dowdy, swung on and missed. Strike 3. And there are 2 out here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Whitey! Go Whitefish!
Now batting for the Titans, number 11, the third baseman, Tyler Whiteman. Whiteman leading the team with a .362 batting average, 3 home runs, and 25 RBI on the year. Ball 1 to Whiteman. Whiteman, a 6'3" junior. Up there right-handed, facing Dowdy for the first time. Takes a strike, 1-1. Whiteman waits. The pitch.
Yeah!
Hit to left field, left center.
Yeah, Whitefish!
Center fielder over, cuts that off. Putnam gets it back in. And Whiteman with the first hit of tonight's game. Base hit to left center. Batting in the cleanup spot, Will Miller, number 35, the pitcher. Will Miller hitting .287 on the year. 4 home runs, 21 RBI. He's tied with Ryan King for the team lead in home runs. Miller with an open stance. Doughty's pitch, a strike.
Let's go, Will!
There's no DH in the lineup for tonight for the Titans. All 9 field players are batting. Miller waits, and the throw to first.
Go, Will!
Doughty with a good move, keeping Whiteman close at first. Whiteman's got a good lead. Doughty to the plate, low, 1-1. Two out here in the bottom of the first. A runner at first. Tyler Whiteman with a single. And the pitcher, Will Miller, waiting at the plate. Doughty over to first again, keeping Whiteman close. There's a strike from Doughty, 1-2. Whiteman not a big threat to run. He's only stolen 2 bases, been caught once. The 1-2 pitch from Doughty. There's strike 3 call. The catcher dropped the 3rd strike, but picked it up, made the tag, and that's the end of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left at the end of 1 full inning. No score. Leading off the second for the Broncos, the catcher number 21, Jeff Spites. Number 22, Jeff Spites. He comes in batting .339 with 10 home runs, 36 RBI. The first pitch from Miller taken ball 1. Second pitch up high, ball 2. Mentioned the Broncos come in tonight's game ranked number 1 in the county and the number 1 seed in these playoffs. Spites swings and miss, 2-1. The Broncos are the 2-time defending Division I CIF champion. They beat Vista last year, 1-0 in the final. In 1999, they defeated Helix 8-2. Their only other appearance in 1995, they lost to Mount Carmel 11-0. Ball 3, 3-1 to Spites. Miller looking in, the 3-1 pitch, fouled straight back against the netting. The count goes full, 3-2. Spites, a 6'4" senior, behind the plate for the Broncos. The 3-2 pitch, hit foul down the line. Spites out in front of that. Sounded like he hit it off his fist. The count remains 3-2. The 3-2 pitch again coming up from Miller. Fouled off his foot. Ouch. That's gotta hurt. And still the count remains 3-2 to Jeff Spites. Spite shakes off that last foul ball. It went off his front foot and waits for the 3-2 pitch for Miller. Way out in front, strike three. Miller fooled him with a breaking ball. Spite's unable to hold up the swing.
Casey Gallagher.
Casey Gallagher, the first baseman, steps in. Gallagher hitting .383. This Bronco lineup loaded with hitters. They hit .350 as a team on the season. Led by Danny Putnam's .519 mark. The pitch to Gallagher, swung on and missed, strike one. Here's one out here in the first, no score. Actually, the second inning, top of the second. And the 0-1 pitch, low, 1-1. We're in the top of the second. Rancho Bernardo playing Poway in the CIF Division I Baseball Championship Final. Popped up, foul territory, out of play. A group of Poway students come up with that souvenir. And the count goes to 1-2. Miller's pitch, in there, called strike three. So 2 up and 2 down here in the second. And the batter will be number 34, John Peabody, the right fielder. Peabody hitting .316 with 6 home runs, 23 RBI, batting in the number 6 spot. Facing Miller here with 2 out and nobody on in the top of the second. The first pitch from Miller, strike one. Miller looking in. The 1-strike pitch, low. And that gets away from the catcher, Caleb Allen. Rolls all the way back to the backstop. 1-1. No score early on here in this CIF Division I baseball final between the Poway Titans and the Broncos of Rancho Bernardo. Strike two. Peabody, 1 strike away from striking out the side here in the second. The 1-2 pitch. Low. Miller struck out the first 2 batters, trying to get John Peabody right here. The count 2-2. Low, ball 3 in the dirt. Allen doing a nice job of blocking that. So the count goes 3-2 to Peabody. Miller's pitch, fouled straight back. Miller threw a 3-2 breaking ball, and Peabody way out in front of it, just able to get a piece of it. And the count remains 3-2. Again, the 3-2 pitch from Miller. Foul back again. Up and over the press box here at Tony Gwynn Stadium. What a beautiful facility here. Sun's just gone down. Not much of a breeze this evening. About 65 degrees. Just cooling off. Now Miller again. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Miller walking halfway down to the first baseline. He thought he had it. And Peabody gets a walk. That'll bring up Dorian Dixon, the left fielder.
Number 24, left fielder Dorian Dixon.
Dixon hitting .309 on the season. Left-hander. He's a 5'10 senior. Facing Miller for the first time tonight. Miller's first pitch up high, ball 1. 2 out, a runner at first. John Peabody drawing a walk here in the top of the second. Dixon waits. Miller over to first. Peabody diving back in safely. Now the 1-0 pitch to Dixon. There goes Peabody, bluffs and goes back to first. Peabody with 3 or 4 hard steps down to second and then through on the brakes. And the count 1-1 to Dixon. Now the throw back over to first. Peabody again diving in ahead of the throw. Ball 2. 2-1 to Dixon. Peabody, 7 stolen bases on the year. He was caught once. Broncos like to run. They have 50 stolen bases on the year. Another throw to first by Miller. Peabody back in plenty of time. Dixon, the left-hander, waiting. Swinging. Hit into center field. Peabody rounding second, going to third. Dixon will hold at first, and runners at first and third. And that'll bring up Robbie Gould.
Number 15, designated hitter Robbie Giles.
Robbie Giles, number 15, the DH, comes in hitting .319. We have 2 out, runners at first and third. Here in the top of the second. First threat by either team. Miller struck out the first 2 batters in this inning before he ran into a little bit of trouble. Giles takes strike 1. A walk to Peabody and a hard single by Dixon to center. And there are runners at the corners with 2 out. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So Miller gets ahead of Giles, 0-2. And a chance to get out of the inning here. The 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Miller does strike out the side. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 2 left. At the end of 1.5, still no score.
No runs on a hit and 2 left.
Leading off the second inning for the Poway Titans, number 10, the center fielder, Scott McFarland. McFarland comes in tonight with a .310 batting average. Dowdy's first pitch fouled back off the press box. 1 strike. The count to McFarland. The Titans come into tonight's game. They were the 10th seed in the playoffs. They finished tied for second in the Palomar League with an 8-7 record. Overall, 19-14. McFarland takes high, 1-1. The head coach for the Titans, Bob Perry, his assistants, John Valles, Bob Ludekin, and Josh Ham. The 1-1 from Dowdy. Over the top of the pitcher's mound, Blaylock on a big hop, and he throws the runner out easily. Nice play by Jake Blaylock. And there's one out here in the second.
Number 27, first baseman Scott Lonergan.
That'll bring up the first baseman, number 27, Scott Lonergan. Lonergan hitting .279. Lonergan, a 6'2" junior. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Dowdy pops him up into left. Center fielder coming over, Danny Putnam, and makes the put out. So there's two out here in the second. That'll bring up the center fielder, Chris Kerper, number 6.
Number 6, left fielder Chris Kerper.
Kerper hitting .329. And he takes the first pitch high, ball 1. Kerper, a 6-foot senior, up there right-handed against Dowdy. Dowdy's 1-0 pitch. Fooled him. Kerper way out in front, 1-1. Strike called, 1-2. Dowdy's pitch, strike 3 called. So Kerper goes down looking. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left at the end of 2 complete innings of play. No score between the Broncos of Rancho Bernardo and the Titans of Poway High. Leading off here in the 3rd inning for the Broncos, number 2, David Moorhead, the 3rd baseman. Moorhead batting in the number 9 spot, takes a strike from Miller. Moorhead comes in hitting .279. Moorhead, a 5'9" sophomore, looks at strike 2. No score here in the top of the 3rd inning. The Broncos and the Titans battling in the CIF Division I Baseball Championship. Fastball up high, 1-2 to Moorhead. I'm Jeff Scott, and coming to you tonight live from the Tony Gwynn Stadium. Beautiful San Diego State University campus. What a wonderful facility. Built with the help of a generous donation from Padres owner John Moore. Strike 3. Moorhead goes down swinging. 1 out here in the 3rd. Well, Miller struck out the side in the last inning, and now he starts off with a strikeout here. Up next for the Broncos, the center fielder, Danny Putnam. Putnam 0 for 1 so far tonight. But he comes in tonight with a .519 batting average. As I mentioned earlier, 19 home runs and 48 RBI, a leading candidate for CIF Player of the Year. And he takes ball 1 from Miller. Putnam has led this Bronco team all year long. Currently, not only are they ranked number 1 in the county, they're ranked number 6 in the nation. Putnam, a big reason why. The 1-0 pitch from Miller outside, ball 2. Let me tell you how the Broncos got here. They had a first-round bye and then met Rancho Buena Vista, another Palomar League foe, in the quarterfinals. They beat RBV 5-3. In the semifinals, the Broncos down San Marcos 7-4. And here they are for the third year in a row. Back-to-back defending CIF champions trying to repeat for a third time. There's a strike. 3-1 to Putnam. If the Broncos can win tonight, they'll be the first team to win 3 Division I titles in a row since the Mira Mesa Marauders did it back in 90, 91, and 92. Ball 4 to Putnam, and Putnam draws a walk. So a runner on here in the third.
Number 29.
That brings up Chris Jensen. Jensen 0 for 1. With a runner at first. Putnam 19 stolen bases on the year. He leads the club. And ripped into right field. Sinking liner, caught by the right fielder. Putnam scurrying back to first base, back in time. Jensen with a low liner into right field. Hard to pick up off the bat.
Number 9, the shortstop, Jake Blaylock.
Right fielder Ryan King doing a nice job to make the play and then tried to double Putnam up off of first. That'll bring up Jake Blaylock. Jake Blaylock, the shortstop. 0 for 1. Came in batting .402 on that. There's a throw to first, and it gets away from the first baseman. Putnam down to second. He'll look and stay at second base. So Miller's pickoff attempt getting away from Lonergan, and Putnam down to second. He calls time. Okay, now Putnam down at second. Blaylock waiting for the first pitch from Miller. He takes a strike. Miller checks the runner. Now the 1-strike pitch to Blaylock. Popped up to right field. High in the air. King under it and makes the play. So no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left on at the end of 2.5 innings. Still no score between the Broncos of Rancho Bernardo and the Titans of Poway High. Leading off the third inning for the Titans, number 21, the catcher, Caleb Allen. Allen hitting .226 on the year. Takes a ball from Dowdy, 1-0. Dowdy's 1-0 pitch up high, 2-0. Well, the Titans took a very different route to these championships. They were seeded 10th, beginning the playoffs. They beat La Costa Canyon 4-3, as Dowdy's 2-0 pitch is low, 3-0. In the quarterfinals, they upset Fallbrook 7-0 before they knocked off Vista 2-0 in the semis, beating the number 2 and 3 ranked teams. And here they are facing number 1, Rancho Bernardo in the final. Dowdy's pitch, ball 4 inside. And Allen draws a walk on 4 straight pitches.
Number 1, second baseman, Nate Polikoff.
That brings up Nate Polikoff, the second baseman. No outs here in the third. A runner at first, Caleb Allen. He drew a walk. And Polikoff to face Dowdy for the first time tonight. There's a throw. Just an easy toss back to first to keep Allen close. That's not Dowdy's good move to first. We saw that earlier. Foul back. A running bunt there, and they count 0-1 to Polikoff. As you would expect, Allen, the catcher, doesn't run much. No stolen bases on the year, no attempts. Dowdy's pitch, up high. Again, Polikoff showing bunt. 1-1 is the count. Polikoff trying to move the runner to second. No outs here in the third. He bunts it right at the pitcher. Dowdy up with it to the shortstop. Back to first. Not in time. Throw getting away from the first baseman. Polikoff safe on the fielder's choice.
Back to the top.
One out.
Right fielder, number 2, Ryan King.
And Ryan King, the leadoff hitter, will come up for the second time. King 0 for 1. King leads the team in home runs with 4 from the leadoff position. So he's got some pop in his bat. Polikoff taking his lead at first. Breaking ball, low. Polikoff, not much of a threat to run either. He doesn't have any stolen bases on the year, and Dowdy just wants to be sure and chases him back to first. So King waits for the 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. Dowdy falls behind. 2-0 to King. Polikoff at first. 1 out here in the third. Inside, ball 3. Dowdy's already walked 1 batter in this inning. Doesn't want to walk a second. Poway hitters being very patient at the plate. The 3-0 pitch. There's a strike. 3-1. The 3-1. And he throws to first. Good move. Nearly fooled Polikoff. Now the 3-1 pitch from Dowdy. Inside, ball 4, and the second walk of the inning for Justin Dowdy. And that will bring up Nick Purcell, the shortstop.
Number 5, shortstop, Nick Purcell.
Dowdy, in 82 2/3 innings coming into tonight, only 18 walks with 79 strikeouts.
Go Justin.
But he's got 2 walks here in the third. The Titans have a little rally going. First pitch, up high, ball 1. 1 out, runners at first and second. Nick Purcell, the shortstop, up at the plate. Purcell is 0 for 1 tonight. Off-speed pitch, strike call, 1-1. Purcell frozen by that good off-speed pitch by Dowdy. They're playing behind the runner at first. Dowdy's pitch swung on and missed in the dirt. Strike 2 to Purcell. Purcell, a 5'4" junior, playing shortstop tonight. Dowdy checks the runners. His pitch in the dirt again. Spites with a good save. Kept that ball from going all the way back to the backstop. Trapped it underneath him and held the runners. So it's 2-2 to Purcell. Dowdy's struggling a little bit with his command right now. Here in the bottom of the third. There's no score. This is the CIF. Oh, and he threw away the pickoff pitch. It goes over the first baseman's head. One run's going to score. The throw to the plate, not in time. Jeff Spice with a good play to hold on to that ball. And a collision, and there may be an injury at home plate. Nate Polikoff going around Jeff Spites, the catcher. They collided. He collapses at home plate, reaches out, touches the plate, scores the run, and he hasn't gotten up. And Bob Perry out there complaining loudly to the home plate umpire. Ryan King standing all alone at third base after the error, the throwing error by the pitcher Dowdy.
Second base, number 1, Nate Polikoff.
Nate Polikoff up off the deck after that collision at home plate. He scores the first run of the game on a throwing error by pitcher Justin Dowdy. Dowdy trying to pick Ryan King off of first. Just let it get away from him. The first baseman Gallagher playing behind the runner tried to sneak in behind King. Dowdy's throw was high. And both runners advanced 2 bases. And there's a sharply hit ball into center. Putnam up with it. The runner tags. He'll score. And it's 2-0 Poway. And listen to that Titan crowd. Poway hasn't been to the CIF Division I baseball final since 1983.
Number 11, third baseman Tyler Whiteman.
In 1983, they lost to Helix in the championship game. (9-1) back in '83. The last time Poway won a CIF title was back in 1963 when they beat Oceanside 3-0. So it's been a long time for these Titans. Now batting for the Titans, number 11, Tyler Whiteman. He singled in the first. Third baseman Whiteman takes ball 2. Whiteman waits and takes a strike. 2-1. So both those walks have come back to hurt Dowdy. First run scoring on an error, the second run on a sacrifice fly, and the Titans lead. There's a ball hit back up through the box. It went off Dowdy's leg. Blaylock can't make the throw, and Whiteman is safe at first. That's going to go as an infield hit for Whiteman. That ball hit right back up the middle,
number 35.
And it hit Dowdy on the way through. And Whiteman has his second hit. That brings up the pitcher, Will Miller. Miller 0 for 1 tonight. Facing his counterpart. 2 outs. Runner at first. Another pickoff throw. Goes wild. Runner's going to go to second and hold there. And uncharacteristically, another throwing error by Dowdy. And Whiteman goes into second. So a runner at second, 2 out. And the pitching coach is going to come out and have a talk with Dowdy. And we'll be right back after the break. And we're back to live action here. Justin Dowdy facing Will Miller. Miller swings and misses, strike 1. Well, Dowdy has hit a little bump in the road. The Titans have scored 2 runs this inning. Both runs coming actually before the first hit. That ball tapped to the third baseman. Up with it, he juggles it in the dirt, not in time. Safe at first, and everything seems to be going Poway's way. Titans are catching all kinds of breaks. Third baseman David Moorhead had a hard time getting that ball out of his glove. He flipped it up in the air, juggled it momentarily, and then threw low into the dirt. Now Scott McFarland, the center fielder, steps in. The official score ruled that a hit. And that's the second hit of the inning. Still, the ball hasn't got out of the infield on any of them. And Dowdy rears back and throws it by Lonergan. Excuse me, McFarland. McFarland looks at strike 2. Runners at first and third, 2 out. And Dowdy just throwing hard right now. Strike 3 called. But not before the damage is done. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors. 2 men left. At the end of 3 complete. Poway leads Rancho Bernardo 2-0.
2 runs coming on 2 hits.
Leading off the 4th for the Broncos, number 22, the catcher, Jeff Spites. The Broncos trail 2-0 after a couple of costly throwing errors by pitcher Justin Dowdy. Miller's first pitch to Spites, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Hit up the middle. Shortstop behind the bag, dives, can't get it. Pops out of his glove. And Spites is safe. That should be ruled a hit. And it is. That brings up Casey Gallagher, the first baseman, number 14. And Gallagher
14,
0 for 1 on the night.
Casey Gallagher.
Gallagher hitting .383 coming into tonight.
Attention, please. Now running at first base, number 10, Justin Pena.
And a pinch runner just in the game for the Broncos, running for Spites, number 10, Justin Pena. Gallagher now digs in against Miller. The first pitch fouled back to the screen, strike 1. Pena with a big lead at first. The one-strike pitch, blooped into center. That's going to drop. The right fielder actually cuts it off and gets it back into the infield quickly. That ball dropping in to right center field. And Gallagher with his first hit.
Number 34, right fielder John Peabody.
That'll bring up John Peabody, the right fielder. He walked in the second inning. He comes on with nobody out and 2 runners on. Couple of hits by the Broncos to start this 4th inning. They find themselves trailing 2-0 in the CIF title game. Pena at second, Gallagher at first. Miller steps off and calls time. Just wants to confer with his catcher. Probably make sure of the signs. The Broncos love to run. As I mentioned earlier, 50 stolen bases on the year by the top-ranked Broncos. Now Miller ready to go. Peabody waits. And Miller steps off again. Justin Pena, the pinch runner, giving him some concern over there off a second. Pena dancing off a second. Now the pitch, hit in the air to center field. Shallow. Pena's going to tag. He does, he bluffs, and a strong throw. Scott McFarland would have nailed Pena at third had Pena tried to challenge his arm. And there's 1 out, and that'll bring up Dorian Dixon, the left fielder.
Number 24, left fielder Dorian Dixon.
Dixon hitting .309, a 5'10" senior. He's 1 for 1. He got the first Bronco hit back in the second inning. The pitch in the dirt from Miller. Blocked by the catcher, Allen. Pena unable to advance. The 1-0 pitch coming up from Miller. He checks the runner at second. Swung on and driven over to left. Left fielder got turned around, made a diving. No, he doesn't make the play. It comes out of his glove. The runners all advance 1 base. And that's it. The left fielder, Chris Kerper, got turned around backwards. I think he lost the ball up in the lights. And as he stumbled and fell, the ball just popped out of his glove. And now we've got another pinch runner. Number 32, Tristan Gale.
Number 32, Tristan Gale. Up to bat, number 15, designated hitter Robbie Giles.
Looks like they've ruled that a hit by the official score. And Robbie Giles comes up, the DH. Giles 0 for 1. Hitting .319 on the year coming into tonight's game. The bases are loaded. There's only 1 out here in the 4th. Poway scored 2 in the bottom of the 3rd to take the lead, but the Broncos charging right back. Giles at the plate. The bases loaded on 3 singles. Pena dancing off a third. Miller. There's his strike. 1-1 to Giles. Miller out of the stretch. Looks at the runner at third. Low. Ball 2, 2-1 to Giles. Miller needs a ground ball to get out of this inning. Giles needs a hit to break this inning open for the Broncos. Swung on and fouled down the right field line, off the top of the dugout. I guess that's the bullpen down there, the covered bullpens here at Tony Gwynn Stadium on the campus of San Diego State. Two and two to Giles. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here in the top of the fourth. Swung on and missed, and a big strikeout by Miller. That's some clutch pitching, and now with 2 out, David Moorhead, the third baseman, will come up.
Number 2, third baseman David Moorhead.
Not out of trouble yet. The bases are still loaded. Moorhead the batter. Moorhead 0 for 1 tonight. Facing Miller for the second time. Low, in the dirt, ball 1. Caleb Allen doing a nice job of blocking that in the dirt and not allowing a run to come in. Pena, the pinch runner, number 10, dancing off the bag at third. The 1-0 pitch from Miller coming up. Pena bluffs down the line. Low, ball 2. Third baseman Tyler Whiteman going in to have a word with his pitcher.
Oh, wow, you're recording. Oh, sorry.
I don't know if they're going to try to put a play on at third. I doubt it. Whiteman playing far behind the runner. Miller from the stretch. There's a strike. 2-1 to Moorhead. Moorhead hitting .279 to coming into tonight's contest. The bases are loaded. The Broncos are threatening here in the top of the fourth. They trail Poway 2-1 in the CIF Division I championship game. I'm Jeff Scott. You're watching a George Langevin video production. Coming to you tonight from Tony Gwynn Stadium. Here on the campus of San Diego State. The stadium is packed tonight. Miller's pitch swung on and missed. Strike 2. 3-2. And a chance for Miller to get out of the inning. With 2 out, the runners will be in motion. Pena all the way down. Ground ball to the shortstop. He'll go all the way to first for the out. And the Titans get out of the inning. No runs. 3 hits. No errors and 3 runners left on base at the end of 3.5. Poway still leads 2-0.
Poway 2, Rancho Bernardo 0.
Sorry. Leading off here in the bottom of the fourth.
27, first baseman Scott Lonergan.
The first baseman, Scott Lonergan. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Facing Dowdy for the second time. The Titans lead 2-0 here in the CIF Division I Baseball Championship Final from Tony Gwynn Stadium. They're facing their Palomar League rivals, the Rancho Bernardo Broncos, the top-ranked team in the county. And there's a strike from Dowdy. 1-1. The Titans have dropped 4 in a row to the Broncos this year and haven't beaten Rancho Bernardo since 1997, but they're pulling an upset right now. That last pitch inside from Dowdy, the count goes to 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. Low. And that was the third ball. Strike 3. So it was a 3-2 pitch from Dowdy. And with 1 out, that brings up number 6, Chris Kerper, the left fielder. Kerper 0 for 1. Pops it straight up in the infield. The pitcher, Dowdy, calling for it. Makes the play, and there's 2 out here in the 4th. That'll bring up the catcher, number 21, Caleb Allen.
Number 21, catcher Caleb Allen.
Caleb Allen started off the 3rd inning rally with a walk. Ground ball back to the pitcher, Dowdy. Over to first base for the 3rd out, and the Titans go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. At the end of 4 complete, Poway leads 2-0.
Broncos 0. Number 18, center fielder Danny Putnam.
Danny Putnam to lead off here in the 5th inning. Putnam walked his last at bat, and they stranded Putnam at 3rd base. Facing Miller for the 3rd time tonight. And the first pitch to Putnam. Drilled deep into center field. Center fielder going back to the wall, makes the catch at the wall. What a great defensive play by center fielder Scott McFarland. Danny Putnam hit that about 405 feet. Just short of the 410 mark in center.
Number 29, second baseman Chris Jensen.
That'll bring up Chris Jensen, the second baseman. So 1 away, and the first pitch to Jensen is a ball low. And a special treat right now, we're being joined by Assistant CIF San Diego Section Commissioner Dennis Ackerman. Dennis, first of all, congratulations. A month from now, you're going to be the commissioner, aren't you?
That's right, starting July 1.
July 1. Now, you've been working with Jan Jessup for the last few years, and Jan's kind of wrapping it up here. What's it been like these last few years as the assistant commissioner of the CIF?
Well, it's been a pleasure to work with Jan. I've learned a lot with Jan, and we've really worked well together the last 5 years. And she has really brought us some good things to the CIF, and I hope I can fill those big shoes she has.
And there's a shot ripped into right field on a bounce. Jensen will hold with a single. Well, Dennis, you guys have done a great job in bringing a lot of more corporate sponsorship to these CIF playoffs. The number of teams involved has grown. Now we've got the number of sports has actually grown. You just sanctioned a new sport, lacrosse.
That's right. Starting next spring, we're going to have men's and women's lacrosse. Looks like there's about 26 to 30 schools that are going to field teams next year, so we'll be having a championship right about this time next year for both men's and women's lacrosse.
That's right. Well, what a beautiful night tonight. Look at this full crowd. I'm sure this is what you'd hoped for.
Nothing like being at the big ballpark on a night like this. You got 2 great teams playing, and we got an upset brewing right now, 2-0 in the top of the 5th.
That's right. Poway trying to win their first title. I'm looking here in the CIF program. Their first title since '63. Is that correct?
That's right. They haven't been here. They've been to the playoffs, and they've been. I think they got to the semis.
'83 was the last time they were in the championship game, where they lost to Helix.
Right. So it's been a long time for them. So and of course, Arby's has beaten Poway, I believe, what, twice this year?
4 times.
Four
this year.
times. Okay. Well, you know what happens sometimes.
That's right, sometimes. That streak has to end sometime. I know that Sam Blaylock doesn't want it to end tonight, though.
Not tonight. That's what Sam told me.
Not tonight. Well, Dennis, thanks, and congratulations on your new post. Many good, successful years for the CIF San Diego section.
Great, and you keep up the great work. You're doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
He does a good job.
Observation. This chamber has no windows.
Now up for the Broncos, the shortstop, number 9, Jake Blaylock. Ball 2 to Blaylock. Miller. 3-0 actually to Blaylock. And a pitch down low, and Blaylock draws a walk. So 2 runners on, 1 out. And Jeff Spites is up. And we're going to have another conference at the mound. We'll be back after this break. Jeff Spites, 1 for 2 on the night. He led off the 4th inning with a single. Started the rally that fizzled, and the Broncos left the bases loaded. But he's up here again with runners at first and second, 1 out, and a chance to get the Broncos on the board. So a pitching change for the Titans. Will Miller will leave. He pitched 4 1/3 innings, giving up 5 hits, no runs. And now, coming in from the bullpen, as soon as we get the number, let's see who it is for the Titans. Number 27.
Now pitching for Poway. Number 27, Scott Lonergan, moving over to the first base.
Scott Lonergan, the first baseman, into pitch now. Miller moves to first base. You hear the music in the background. This crowd is pumped up. So the new pitcher for Poway, Scott Lonergan, number 27, comes over from first base in relief of Miller. Lonergan's first pitch to Spites is in there for a strike. Lonergan with 66 innings pitched, a 2.21 ERA. That's the lowest on the pitching staff for the Titans this year. Lonergan was 6-5 in the regular season. 44 strikeouts. And we've got a balk. And the runners advance to second and third. So now Spites with runners at second and third and 1 out. On the Lonergan balk. Tying run is at second. And the pitch to Spites. Popped up, first base side. Miller backing up. He's under it and makes the play. Oh, the runner tagged at third and bluffed going home. Miller getting it back to Lonergan quickly. And there are 2 out here in the 5th.
Casey Gallagher.
Casey Gallagher steps in. Casey Gallagher 1 for 2 tonight. With 2 out and 2 on, he's got a chance to get the Broncos even here. The tying run is at second. The first pitch from Lonergan in there for a strike. Jensen at third. Blaylock at second. Gallagher. The 1-strike pitch. High, ball 1. There are 2 out here in the 5th. The Poway Titans lead the Rancho Bernardo Broncos 2-0 in the Division I CIF Baseball Championship Final. Hit deep to left field. Back to the warning track. Back off the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. He's digging hard for third. And he slides in with a triple. And we've got a tie ball game. Casey Gallagher with a triple to left off the wall.
Triple for Casey Gallagher.
Jensen scores, Blaylock scores.
Right fielder.
That brings up John Peabody, number 34, the right fielder. Peabody with a chance to put his ball club ahead. The go-ahead run just 90 feet away. Peabody waits for the pitch from Lonergan. Lonergan, the full windup, throws it in the dirt, ball 1. Caleb Allen doing a great job of keeping that in front of him. Gallagher gets a big lead, bluffs down the third baseline. The 1-0 pitch, called strike, 1-1. So it's all tied up here in the 5th, 2-2. The Broncos rally. And it's not over yet. 2 outs, a runner at third. Time is called by Peabody. Lonergan came in with 1 out. Runners at first and second. He got Spites to pop up before Casey Gallagher hit a triple off the wall in left field to drive in 2 inside the game. And Lonergan, with strike 2 called, is ahead of Peabody 1-2. Lonergan. Off-speed pitch, hit down the left field line. Another run will come in, and the Broncos lead 3-2. Peabody with a big RBI single brings in Gallagher, and the Broncos lead 3-2. That'll bring up Dorian Dixon, number 24, the left fielder. The Broncos showing you why they're the number 1 ranked team in the county. A hit by Jensen, Blaylock walked, a triple by Gallagher, and a single by Peabody. And the Broncos lead 3-2 here in the 5th. Runner going, throw down to second, not in time. Stolen base for John Peabody. I told you the Broncos like to run. 50 stolen bases. I believe that's number 8 on the year for Peabody. And Dixon, who is 2 for 2 tonight, with a chance to drive in another run. Hits sharply to the shortstop. On a hop, over to first base in time. And the Broncos score 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors, they leave 1. At the end of 4.5, the Broncos take the lead, 3-2.
For Poway, Brandon Trumbo.
A pinch hitter for the Titans, leading off here in the bottom of the 5th inning, number 17, Brandon Trumbo. Trumbo fouls the first pitch back. Justin Dowdy gets ahead, 0-1. So the Broncos of Rancho Bernardo take the lead 3-2 in the 5th inning. Breaking ball low, 1-1. They lead the Titans of Poway 3-2 in the CIF Division I Baseball Championship. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Dowdy ahead of Trumbo, 1-2. Foul back over the top of the press box. The count remains 1-2. Trumbo battling up there. I'm Jeff Scott. You're watching a George Langevin video production from Tony Gwynn Stadium on the campus of San Diego State University. A packed house tonight. Ground ball to the second baseman. Jensen over to first base in time, and there's 1 out here in the 6th.
That was Stuart Pollock up to bat. Top of the order, center fielder number 18, Danny Putnam.
Ryan King, the right fielder, up next. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And King takes inside, ball 1. King hitting 300, fouls the next pitch back. And they count 1-1 to Ryan King. Well, Justin Dowdy pitching with a lead for the first time tonight. The 1-1 pitch. Fouled back over the press box again, and the count goes to 1-2. The Titans with 2 runs in the 3rd. Led briefly. The Broncos rallied with 3 in the 5th. Now the Titans here in their half of the 5th trying to regain the lead. 1 out. The 1-2 pitch is low, 2-2 to Ryan King. The pitch by Dowdy, fouled back again. Up and over the press box. King battling. Dowdy throwing hard here in the 5th. Off-speed pitch hit to right field. Down the line. Going for it, a diving catch. What a terrific play by the right fielder, John Peabody. John Peabody laid out and made a diving catch close to the line, denying Ryan King extra bases. And there are 2 out here in the 5th. That brings up Nick Purcell. Purcell, the shortstop, 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly and an RBI tonight. Facing Dowdy for the 3rd time, hits a ground ball to the 3rd baseman. Over to first, dropped. And Purcell cannot advance to second. First baseman Casey Gallagher making an error. That's the third error for the Broncos tonight. The throw by Moorhead wasn't that low. Gallagher just unable to get a glove on it. And Tyler Whiteman comes up for the Titans. Tyler Whiteman 2 for 2 tonight. Looking for his third hit. Trying to extend this Poway Titan rally. 2 out, runner at first. Whiteman at the plate. Dowdy checks the runner. Whiteman hits it down the line, just foul. Third baseman had no chance at that and nearly hit the third base umpire. And Whiteman out in front of that pitch from Dowdy. Whiteman hitting .362. He's the leading hitter for the Titans this year. 2 hits tonight. He's also their leading RBI man with 25. Throw to first. Back in plenty of time is Purcell. So Purcell reaching on an error. He's at first base. 2 outs. Whiteman at the plate. There's a bouncing ball to the third baseman. He'll have to hurry. Takes on the shortstop. Throw, and he's safe. Moorhead had it taken on the short hop off the grass. And Whiteman hustling down the line. Legs out, an infield hit. So the Titans try to rally in their half of the 5th.
35, first baseman Will Miller.
Now Will Miller steps up. Will Miller, the first baseman. He started out on the mound tonight. He is 1 for 2 with a hit. Back in the 3rd inning. And he fouls this back. Over on the right side, Dowdy ahead, 0-1. Runners at first and second. 2 out. The bottom of the 5th. Rancho Bernardo leads Poway in a tight one, 3-2. Popped up on the first base side. Is there room? Gallagher drifting over, makes the play, and Rancho Bernardo gets out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left at the end of 5 complete innings of play. Rancho Bernardo 3, Poway 2.
Giles.
Leading off the top half of the 6th for the Broncos, number 15, the DH, Robbie Giles. Giles takes strike 1 from Lonergan. Giles 0 for 2 tonight, hitting .319 on the year. Low, 1-1. We're in the top of the 6th. The Broncos lead the Titans of Poway 3-2 in this CIF Division I championship final. And that pitch all the way back to the backstop, way over the batter's head, and the count goes to 2-1. I'm Jeff Scott. You're watching a George Langevin video production from Tony Gwynn Stadium here on the campus of San Diego State University. We've got a thrilling ball game. Poway got out to an early 2-0 lead, but the number 1 seeded Broncos rallied, scoring 3 in the 5th to take a 3-2 lead, and that's where we stand right now. The Broncos trying to three-peat here in Division I. They'd be the first team to win 3 Division I titles since 1990, 91, 92 when the Mira Mesa Marauders did it. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Giles rounds first, and he'll hold with a single. That brings up the third baseman, number 2, David Moorhead.
Number 2, right fielder, Ryan King.
So Moorhead, the batter, he's 0 for 2 tonight, facing Lonergan for the first time.
David Moorhead.
Giles with a lead at first. Moorhead shows bunt. Third baseman and first baseman charging in. Third baseman in on the grass. They show bunt again, and it's high. Ball 2 to Moorhead. Moorhead trying to move the runner to second. Lonergan giving him nothing to bunt. A runner at first, nobody out. There's a bunt right back to the pitcher. This could be 2. Nope, the throw pulled him off the bag. And the second error by the Titans tonight. The ball bunted right back to Lonergan. He went to the shortstop, Purcell. The throw was high and pulled him off the bag. That error should be charged to the pitcher. That was a tailor-made double play ball. Bunted hard right back to the pitcher. And now the center fielder, number 18, Danny Putnam, steps in. Putnam 0 for 2 with a walk, but he's hit a couple of deep drives to center tonight, trying to add to his CIF San Diego section record of 19 home runs in the season. Putnam, runners at first and second, takes low, ball 1. Putnam also leading the county in RBIs with 48 on the year. Having a monster season at the plate. All in the leadoff spot. Low, blocked in the dirt. Caleb Allen doing a great job of keeping that in front of him and not letting the runners advance. Giles at second, Moorhead at first. No one out. Here in the top of the 6th, Putnam. Takes ball 3 outside. Lonergan running into a little bit of trouble here. Sure, you don't want to make a mistake to Putnam, but Chris Jensen follows, and he's got 10 homers and 39 RBI, batting in the number 2 spot. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 3-1. Runners at first and second. Lonergan checks the runners. Now Putnam pops it up into shallow center. McFarland coming on, makes the catch. The runners have to retreat. And there's 1 out here in the 6th. That'll bring up Chris Jensen.
Second baseman Chris Jensen.
Jensen is 1 for 3 tonight. He singled back in the 5th and scored a run. The first run to get the Broncos on the board. Lonergan. His first pitch to Putnam, strike 1. Jensen way behind on that fastball. Giles at second. Moorhead at first. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. The 1-strike pitch coming up to Jensen, low, 1-1. Swung on and missed, strike two. Lonergan just throwing it by right now. Jensen unable to catch up with the fastball. And the count 1-2. Lonergan checks the runner at second. Strike three, and he blows it by Jensen. And there's two out, and that'll bring up Jake Blaylock, the shortstop.
Number 9, shortstop Jake Blaylock.
Well, Lonergan handling the first two batters in the lineup, Putnam and Jensen. Now he faces the number 3 hitter, Blaylock, with runners at first and second and two out. Blaylock, ground ball to the shortstop, backhand, in the hole, he goes to third, and they get him. Good play by the shortstop, Purcell. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on. At the end of 5.5 innings of play, the Rancho Bernardo Broncos lead the Titans of Poway 3-2.
Probably the most famous high school athlete.
Hey, fans.
Leading off the bottom of the 6th inning, number 10, the center fielder, Scott McFarland. McFarland 0 for 2 tonight. Comes in hitting .310 on the season. Justin Dowdy still on the mound for the Broncos. He's their ace. And there's a strike, 0-2 to Dowdy. The Poway Titans trying to rally here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. That pitch up high from Dowdy, 1-2. The Titans led 2-0 on a pair of unearned runs in the 3rd. Rancho Bernardo stormed back, popped up now. Second baseman waving everybody off. Jensen makes the play back on the outfield grass, and there's 1 out here in the 6th. Like I said, the Broncos, they rallied for 3 runs in the 5th. And that's where we stand in the bottom of the 6th inning. The CIF title game, the Division I Baseball Championship on the line. Stepping in now for the Titans, number 27, Scott Lonergan. He's the pitcher. Fouled it back. Poway trying to win their first title since 1963. They haven't been to the title game since '83 when they lost to Helix. Rancho Bernardo trying to complete a three-peat. And that pitch fouled back by Lonergan. 0-2. Dowdy, the windup. And that's hit to right center. Putnam racing over, makes the play. Strong throw into the infield. And there are 2 out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. That'll bring up number 6, the left fielder, Chris Kerper. Kerper 0 for 3 tonight. Trying to keep this inning alive for the Titans. The Titans need base runners. Kerper looks at strike 1. Dowdy getting very strong here. Hasn't given up a hit since the 3rd inning. Dowdy up high, 1-1. Coming into tonight, Dowdy 12-0 with a 0.93 ERA. And that ball hit to center. Putnam, he's got it easily for the 3rd out. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left at the end of 6 complete innings of play. Rancho Bernardo leads Poway 3-2. Leading off the 7th inning for the Broncos, number 22, the catcher, Jeff Spites. Jeff Spites 1 for 3 tonight. He singled to lead off the 4th inning for the Broncos. Facing Lonergan. That pitch inside and all the way back to the backstop. Spice just ducking out of the way of that. Lonergan throwing hard for the Titans. Spites waiting. The 1-0 pitch up high. They appeal down to first to see if Spites went around. The first base umpire says no. And the count's 2-0. Lonergan looking in. The windup in the pitch. Spites hits it to right field. It's sinking in front of the right fielder. He can't make the play. And Spites with a single to right. That ball not hit hard.
Number 14,
just dropped in front of the right fielder.
Gallagher.
Ryan King unable to make the play, and that'll bring up Casey Gallagher. Well, Casey Gallagher, the hero so far tonight. It was his triple off the wall in left field that tied the game at 2. Gallagher 2 for 3 tonight with a triple and a single. First pitch, ball 1. Spites down at first base. No one out here in the top half of the 7th inning. The CIF Division I Baseball Championship. Blew it by him, strike 1. The count 2-1 to Gallagher. Spites with a short lead off of first. Oh, and that hit him. That one got away from Lonergan, and he hit him on the hip. Gallagher will go down to first, Spites down to second, and that'll bring up John Peabody, the right fielder.
Number 34, right fielder, John Peabody.
John Peabody. He's been a hero tonight with the bat and with the glove. He drove in the 3rd run to put the Broncos ahead in the 5th inning, and then came up with a diving catch in the outfield to take extra bases away from Ryan King. And the Poway coach will want to go out and talk to their pitcher. We'll be right back after this break. Lonergan set to face Peabody. Peabody showing bunt. Tries to bunt and misses. First baseman charging in. Third baseman staying back to cover the bag at third. The 1-strike pitch coming up from Lonergan. He doesn't show bunt this time and takes low, 1-1 to John Peabody. No one out here in the top half of the 7th. Runners at first and second. Peabody with a chance to extend Rancho Bernardo's lead. Peabody hits it to left center. Center fielder over, makes the play. McFarland. He cuts his throw to third, gets away, and goes all the way to the dugout. Oh, the pitcher backing it up made a nice play, and now we've got a player in a rundown. Out at second. The throw going home. Oh, and he dropped it. Safe at the plate. 2-run score on a bizarre play. Peabody singles to left center, driving in a run. On the throw, he tries to advance to second and gets picked off at second base. on the throw to second. Gallagher advances
Number 24.
to score. The catcher drops the ball. Give John Peabody 1 RBI. Gallagher scoring on the throw. I don't know if they're going to give an error to the catcher or not. We'll have to wait and see. The Broncos get 2 more runs, and now they lead 5-2. Lonergan hits it right here towards us, fouling out of play. Now batting number 24, Dorian Dixon, the left fielder. He's 2 for 3 tonight for the Broncos. And he takes low. The count 1-1. Dixon, a .309 hitter. Swings and misses, strike 2.
Told me to take the ball.
Dorian, a 5'10 senior. Trying to lead Rancho Bernardo back to the winner's circle again. Hits it off his fist over the shortstop's head into center field. McFarland up with it, and he'll get it back in. That ball just got over the shortstop's head. Hit off the fists. And we're going to have a pinch runner. Number 35, Chris Lavis. He'll go in to run for Dixon. Dixon with his 3rd hit of the night.
Your attention, please. Now running at first base, number 35, Chris Lavis.
Did you see him run? Were you there when he ran? Yeah, good seeing you. Bye.
Robbie Giles, number 15, the DH, now up for the Broncos. He's 1 for 3 tonight. There's 1 out and a runner at first, and he takes high, ball 1. Giles, one of 7 seniors on this Bronco team. Tries to check his swing, it's still a strike. And the count 1-1. The Broncos lead 5-2 now in the 7th inning for this CIF Division I Baseball Championship. I'm Jeff Scott. You're watching a George Langevin video production from Tony Gwynn Stadium here at San Diego State University. Rancho Bernardo High School trying to win their 3rd consecutive CIF Division I title. They lead their Palomar League rivals, Poway High Titans, 5-2 in the 7th. 2 runs in already here in the 7th. A runner at first. Still only 1 out. And Giles fouls it straight back over the top of the press box. The count 2-2. Lonergan came in to pitch in relief of Miller. Three of the 5 runs are going to be charged to him. He stands to be the loser right now. There's a shot into center. Base hit. The runners hold and McFarland up with it. That's the 12th hit by the Broncos tonight. Giles gets his 2nd, and that'll bring up number 2, the 3rd baseman, David Moorhead. Well, Sam Blaylock called David Moorhead back in, and pinch hitting for Moorhead, number 19, Cole Hamels. Hamels, a big left-handed junior, 6'3", getting his first at-bat tonight. Runners at first and second. Hits it on the ground to the second baseman. They go to second, back to first, and the ball thrown away. Another run's gonna score. And it's 6-2 Broncos. Hamels safe at first on the error. The Titans looked like they were gonna turn two and get out of the inning. But the throw from Purcell back to first in the dirt. Miller unable to come up with it.
Number 18.
And another run scores.
Putnam.
Now up for the fourth time tonight. Fourth official at bat, the fifth time tonight, Danny Putnam.
Entering the game as a runner, number 2, David Moorhead.
Moorhead now re-enters the game as a runner for Hamels. Putnam up with a runner at first. Lonergan throws over to first to keep the runner close. Putnam with a big cut. 0-1. Putnam 0 for 3 tonight with a walk. He's just missed on a couple of long drives to center field. He leads the county in home runs and RBIs. And he takes his strike, 0-2. Putnam now steps back in for the Broncos. They lead 6-2 here in the 7th. They got 3 in the 5th and 3 here in the 7th, and they're not done. Putnam swings and misses, strike 3. Lonergan blows the fastball by him. But the Broncos get 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and at the end of 6.5 innings, the Broncos lead 6-2. Well, last chance here on the bottom of the 7th for the Poway Titans. Caleb Allen, the catcher, up, facing Justin Dowdy of Rancho Bernardo. The Broncos lead 6-3. Popped up the second baseman, Jensen, makes the play, and there's 1 out here in the 7th. The Titans trail 6-2 here in the CIF Division I Championship Final. The Broncos on the verge of a 3rd straight CIF title. Pinch hitting now, number 20, Mark Draper for the Titans.
Number 20, Mark Draper.
Draper, swing and a miss. And he falls behind 0-1. Dowdy blowing the fastball by him.
He did.
Draper fouls that into the crowd. And that hit a young fan. Let's hope he's okay. We'll take a break here in the action. We'll be right back in a minute. We're back to live action. The 0-2 pitch to Draper, up high, 1-2. 1 out here in the 7th. The Titans trail 6-2. Strike three. Draper goes down swinging, and there's 2 out here in the 7th. And the Bronco players are up at the edge of the dugout.
Number 2, right.
1 out left to go. Ryan King, the leadoff batter. King 0 for 2 tonight with a walk and a run scored. Trying to keep it alive for the Titans. The Broncos on the verge of another championship. Dowdy going strong here in the 7th. He's gone the whole way for Sam Blaylock. Popped up. This could be it. Left fielder Dixon makes the catch, and the Broncos are the 2001 CIF Division I champions. The players charge out onto the field.
Congratulations to the Broncos.
For this group of seniors, a special moment for them. They'll go out as 3-time champions.
Section champs.
For Sam Blaylock, yet another title.
Congratulations to the Poway Titans on a very successful season.
Well, the Poway Titans put up quite a battle. They actually led until the 5th inning, but they ultimately fell to the Broncos. Final score, 6-2. The Broncos, 6 runs, 12 hits, 3 errors. The Titans, 2 runs, 4 hits, 4 errors. The winning pitcher, Justin Dowdy. The losing pitcher, Scott Lonergan. Game-winning RBI, John Peabody. We'll take a short break, and after this, we'll be right back with some interviews on the field from the players and coaches.
Number 12, Shandy. Number 17, Brandon Trumbo. Number 19, Eric Scooter. Number 20, Mark Draper. Number 22, Steve Conradi. Number 23, Bobby Shear. Number 2, Ryan King. Number 10, Scott McFarland. Number 27, Scott Lonergan. Number 6, Chris Kerper. Number 21, Caleb Allen. Number 1, Nate Polikoff. Three hits in 3 at-bats. Number 11, Tyler Whiteman. He had 6 strikeouts tonight. Number 35, Will Miller. An RBI single in the game. Number 5, Nick Purcell. The assistant coaches, John Gallis, Bob Ledigan, and Josh Ham. And accepted the runners up for Number 25, Brandon Burke. Number 31, Kevin Campbell. Number 32, Tristan Gale. Number 35, Chris Levis. Number 27, Brent Lysander. Number 18, Danny Coleman. Number 25, Chris Jensen. Number 9, Jake Leo. Number 22, Jack Spence.
Thanks, Pops.
Number 2, David Moorhead. He had 3 hits on the night. Dorian Dixon. A 2-run triple to tie the game. Number 14, Casey Gallagher. The RBI single that put the Broncos ahead. Number 34, John Poway. He had 6 strikeouts for his 13th straight win of the season. Division I baseball champs, the Rancho Broncos, head coach Sam Blaylock.
Danny Button. There you go. Jeff Scott here at Tony Gwynn Stadium with the Division I CIF champs from Rancho Bernardo High School. Congratulations, guys. Justin Dowdy, the pitcher, terrific job. You went the distance tonight.
Yeah, I felt good tonight, and I wanted that 13th win, and I definitely wanted a CIF title.
Well, you battled back after a couple of early errors, and you really bore down the last couple of innings, didn't you?
Yeah, I wanted that win so bad I could taste it. I mean, I wanted it.
Oh, we could tell. And your battery mate over here, Jeff Spice, congratulations.
Yeah, it feels great.
Great job behind the plate and up at the plate today.
Well, hey, when you got a guy like this pitching, it's pretty easy, you know.
Talk about your teammates. You got 7 seniors on this team. What does it mean to go out as the 3-time champions?
It feels great. I mean, all of us seniors, this is how we wanted to go out. It's our last game of the season. We go out with the CIF title. I mean, it's the greatest feeling in the world.
What are you guys doing next year?
I'm going to Dartmouth College. I'm going to Yavapai.
Terrific, out in Arizona.
Yeah.
All right, well, good luck to you guys, and congratulations on a terrific championship. All right, enjoy your evening. Jeff Scott back here at Tony Gwynn Stadium with Poway head coach Bob Perry. Bob, congratulations just for getting here. I mean, tremendous job by your ball club.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, we did. We had a good run that last week. You know, we won 3 big games, and we played real tough, and I think that's why we got here. And we played pretty tough today, but we had a real good team that we were up against, and a team that you can't really make mistakes on, and we did make a couple mistakes, and they took big advantage of it.
They did. Like you said earlier, you had a good run. You beat a great Vista team. You beat a great Fallbrook team. You ran into a good team tonight, but talk about some of the players on your side that did the job for you.
Yeah, Tyler Tyler Whiteman had 3 hits tonight. You know, that's big in any playoff game to get 3 hits. And we had some pretty good defensive plays that kept us in the game. Scott McFarland made that great catch in right center against Danny Putnam. And Will Miller threw one of the best games I've ever seen him throw in his 4-year varsity career. You know, we had a lot of guys, and we had everyone on the bench helped out. And the guys that didn't have a big night tonight, they had a lot to do with the success that we've had this year.
Your first time back to the finals since 1983. Congratulations on a tremendous season. Will we see you back here soon?
Oh yeah, we're going to start shooting for that right now tomorrow. Tryouts for summer league. So yeah, hopefully we will.
All right, Bob. Thanks for taking a few minutes to join us. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Jeff Scott here with the head coach of the championship Broncos, Sam Blaylock. Sam, congratulations again.
Thank you, Jeff. It's great to be back and do it right again.
Isn't it good? Now, 3 times in a row, what's special about this team and this group of guys?
Their camaraderie, the work ethic that they have, and the calmness they approach the game. They don't panic, and they just keep coming at you with good stuff until finally they wear you down. And that's been their portfolio all year.
You had a lot of confidence before the game. You and I talked. I asked you about some of the guys on this team, and you told me without hesitation, Justin Dowdy, he was your man on the mound.
Right.
Your leadoff guys, who've been doing the job all year, they didn't come up big. It was some of the other guys. Talk about some of the other guys that contributed.
The bottom of our lineup's been doing very well in the playoffs, and I think people have focused on trying to get our top out. But our tops, they're great hitters. They've done their stuff too. But the bottom of the lineup, I mean, John Peabody today had a great game. That was a clutch hit, and Casey Gallagher came on real big with the extra base hit. And the bunt by David Moorhead, that was Peabody and Moorhead are 2 of our sophomore kids. So it was great to see them come through. And Dorian Dixon, he's been aggressive, been good, and it's great to see. He's a senior too, and it's great to see him his final game really contribute.
Well, winning does not get old, does it?
No, it doesn't.
And we'll hopefully see you back here for a few more of these, right?
Well, that'll be our goal each year. Let's try to develop a team that can get here, and this year's team proved they could.
We've got a great program. Congratulations again, Sam, and good luck to you. Hopefully we'll see you out here next year.
All right, Jeff, it's great to see you again.
Take care. Bye-bye. So wrapping up here tonight from Tony Gwynn Stadium at San Diego State University, the final score in the CIF Division I Championship Final. The Rancho Bernardo Broncos defeat the Poway High Titans 6-2. Justin Dowdy going the whole way for Rancho Bernardo. He finishes 13-0 on the year. Sam Blaylock and his Broncos win their 3rd consecutive CIF Division I championship. I'm Jeff Scott. You watch a George Langevin video production. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next year.